إذا ما قالني ربي أما استحييت تعصيني وتخفي الذنب عن خلقي وبالعصيان تأتيني فكيف أجيب
صلى الله وسلم وبارك على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. ما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My brothers, as was announced, this lecture, or this reminder if you wish, is entitled The Amazing Story. It's a real life story, and inshallah ta'ala, it is my hope that each and every one of us will benefit from this, and inshallah ta'ala it will remain in our memory for a very long time, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. Without wasting time on so much or too many introductions, I begin the story. في يوم من الأيام نامت الأم الرؤوم. One night, the merciful, loving mother went to sleep. And when she went to sleep, she saw a terrifying dream. رأت في منامها أن امرأة تقول لها, she saw in her dream a woman that said to her, حين يتم عمر ابنك 18 سنة فإنه سيموت. When your son turns 18, he will die. فقامت الأم منفزعة ومنزعجة من هذه الرؤيا التي رأتها. So she woke up terrified from this dream. And this dream remained buried in her conscience, and she did not share it with anyone. حتى بلغ عمره 18 سنة, until the son became 18 years old. جاوز 8 وانتقل إلى 19, and then he crossed over from 18 and he became 19 years old. حينها تنفست الأم السعداء وأخذت تتحدث إلى بعض قريباتها أنها رأت كيت وكيت. When she knew that the time had passed, she started sharing the dream with the closest relatives that 18 years ago she had seen such and such a dream and that nothing had happened. وَلَمْ يَحْصُلْ لِابْنِهَا شَيْءٍ, and nothing had happened to her son. بينما هي كذلك, as events were unfolding, دعا الأب واسمه عمر ابنه عبد الله. Around this time, the father, his name was Umar, he called out his son, and the son's name was Abdullah. هذه القصة تتعلق بعبد الله بن عمر بانعمة. This is the real life story of one person by the name Abdullah ibn Umar بانعمة, of Yemeni origin, who lived in modern day Saudi Arabia. The family, a practicing family, a good family, and this young brother, he grew up just like any person from his age group. And when he reached that certain age, and he started spending so much time outside his home, and he was hanging around with bad company, and he started smoking. So his father, he got the news that his son is now smoking. So one day he calls his son, نادى ابنه عبد الله, he calls out his son, Ya Abdullah, hal tudakhin? Oh Abdullah, do you smoke? Qala la. He said no. So his father said to him, Aqsim, take an oath, swear by Allah. قال أقسم بالله العظيم أني لا أدخن. He says, I swear by Almighty Allah that I do not smoke. وهو يعلم من نفسه أنه كاذبا في القسم. And inside his heart, he knows that he's not speaking the truth. قال له الأب. So his father said to him, كسر الله رقبتك إن كنت تدخن. The father said to the son, may Allah break your neck if it is true that you smoke. مرت هذه الدعوة كما تمر سائر الدعاوي التي يطلقها بعض الآباء على الأبناء. This curse, it passed just like many a times parents would curse their children. وخطأ يفعلون. And this is a grave mistake. فالنبي عليه الصلاة والسلام نهى أن يدعو الوالد على ولده. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he has forbidden that a parent should pronounce a curse upon their children. علها أن تصيب أو توافق ساعة إجابة. Because when a curse is made, it is a prayer. And sometimes this prayer, it coincides with the time that Allah, He answers prayers. And therefore it becomes answered. فَيَكُونُ أَوَّلْ الْمُتَضَرِّرِينَ بِهَا الْوَالِدْ لَلْوَلَدْ. And so when it happens, who pays the consequences? The father before the child. One of the mashayikh, he mentions a real life story of a young brother, a teenager. He wanted to take his father's car. But the father did not want to give him the keys to the car because he knows if this young person takes the car, he'll be up to no good. So he did not want to give the car. So the key to the father is the mother. So he goes and convinces his mother, and the mother comes and pleads with the father, just give him the keys. So he takes the car keys and he gives it to his son and he says, خُذْ لَا رَدَّكَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْنَا. Take, may Allah never bring you back to us. So he takes the car and the night passes and it gets very late and the parents are still awake waiting for him to come back. Finally there's a knock on the door and they open the door. Who's standing outside? The police. Are you the parents of so-and-so? Yes. I'm afraid we have some bad news. He died in a car accident. So sometimes this curse, it becomes a prayer and it is answered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this father, he made this pronouncement, ارتفعت إلى جو السماء. It went to the heavens. وفتحت لها أبواب الإجابة أو عساها. And perhaps at the time the doors were open and it went through. لا الأب يعلم ولا الابن يعلم ولا الأم تعلم. Not the father knows or the son or even the mother. انتهى المشهد الذي برأ عبد الله نفسه. Incident was over, that the son said he doesn't smoke and the father made the curse. That night he went to sleep. لِيُوقِذَهُ وَالِدَهُ لِصَلَاةِ الْفَجْرِ. So his father woke him up for Salat al-Fajr, just like he does. So the young man says, تَظَاهَرْتُ بِالْإِسْتِيقَاظ. Just like so many young people would do, he says, I pretended that I was waking up. ثُمَّ لَمَّا انصَرَفَ الْوَالِدِ إِلَى الْمَسْجِدِ عُدْتُ لِأَنَامٍ. As soon as I made sure that he was outside the door, he was on his way to the masjid, I just went back to sleep. وَاسْتَيْقَظْتُ بَعْدَهَا لِلِّحَاقِ بِالْمَدْرَسَةِ. He says, I woke up when it was time to go to school. كان قد زور هو ورفاقه أن يهرب من المدرسة. Abdullah, however, he did not go to school. What Abdullah would do, he and his friends would go hanging out different parts of the city, and he would not go to school. وَلَمَّا كَانَ الصَّبَاحِ, that morning he did exactly what he does. He left with his friends, and they decided to go swimming. So they went to a pool from the major pools in the city, and Abdullah says, يقول ارتقيت قريبا من 3 أمتار. He says, I went up on the diving board about 3 meters, ثم قفزت إلى المسبح. And then I took a dive inside the pool, لأجد كل الثقل وكل ذلك الجسم ينهال على رقبتي وأنا تحت الماء. He says, as soon as I entered the water, I felt the weight of my whole body on my neck, putting pressure on my neck. يقول, he says, سمعت فرقعة فقرات رقبتي تحت الماء. And I could hear the sound of breaking bones inside the water. فتذكرت حينها دعوة والدي. He says, at this moment of time, I remembered my father's dua, the curse that he made. Allah Allah. Abdullah أبا نعمة مع موعد مع القدر. His life is about to change forever. Underneath the water, the whole body piling pressure on the neck. كسرت 3 فقرات منها. And he broke 3 of the bones of his vertebra. يقول عبد الله, he says, Abdullah, فبقيت متماسكا أكتم أنفاسي قريبا من 5 دقائق. In the water, he says, I was trying to hold my breath for at least 5 minutes. هذه 5 دقائق. In these 5 minutes, he says, my whole life اختصرت لي عمري كلها. My whole life was playing in my mind just like a movie. 19 سنة مرت علي كشريط سريع. It started playing out. All his 19 years. استعرضت فيها كل شيء. He says, everything came to my memory. يقول خفت من الموت. He says, at this moment of time, I feared death. لأنني لم أقدم شيئا. Because I had not done anything good. كنت مفرطا. He says, I was unrestrained. كاذبا في القسم. I took an oath by Allah's name, yet I was lying, he said. مدخنا, smoker. لكن مع هذه الأحداث المتلاحقة, with all the events that were playing in my mind, يقول, he says, تراءى لي من بين ثنايا ذلك الشريط. With all the events playing in my mind, I saw امرأة عجوز كنت أتقصدها بالصدقة. He says, amongst the things that I saw playing out from my life, I saw this old woman that I used to give sadaqah. وهي ترفع يديها بالدعاء لي. And this old woman, she would raise up her hands and make dua for me. قال وتذكرت فيما تذكرت. And amongst the things that I remember, he said, أن نبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من كان آخر كلامه من الدنيا لا إله إلا الله دخل الجنة. That the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, whoever's final words in this life is لا إله إلا الله, he will enter Jannah. So he says, I started whispering inside the water, وتمتم بشفتي تحت الماء لا إله إلا الله. 5 دقائق. 5 minutes went by. None of his friends realizes that he is in danger. إنه يحاول أن يمسك بالشيء بأي شيء. He's trying to hold on to anything, but there's nothing to hold on to. لم يجد شيء. يقول أحد زملائه, one of his friends, he says, ذهبت ودخلت سجارة كاملة ثم عدت وعبد الله تحت الماء. He says, I went out the pool, I smoked 1 cigarette, came back, and Abdullah was still inside the pool. At this moment of time, they realized that he was in danger. So they dived in the water and they took him out. And when they took him out, كان أشبه بالجثة الهامدة, just like a lifeless body. And he was taken to hospital. That tall brother with a huge build, and he used to practice sports, he was athletic, he had so many dreams in his life. He became confined to a hospital bed, and the doctors started working on him, surgery after surgery. Abdullah finds himself in hospital, and 1 year goes by, and the second year, and still Abdullah is in hospital. After 4 years in hospital, they took him back home because the doctors could not do anything. And finally the reality dawned upon him, أنه أصبح الشيء, that now this brother is completely paralyzed. This young brother لا يستطيع أن يحرك شيئا. He cannot move any part of his body. Abdullah, the one who used to go to the sports club, there was a sports club known as Nadi Ittihad, and he would go and practice taekwondo and karate and other martial arts. أصبح الآن لا يستطيع أن يهش ذبابة تقع على جسده. Abdullah cannot even get rid of a fly if it lands on his body. لا يستطيع أن يقضي حاجته. Abdullah cannot even relieve himself. لا يستطيع أن ينفرد بعورته ليسترها. He cannot even be able to cover his awrah so that nobody can see him. إنه لا يتحرك منه شيء إلا جفنه. Nothing moves except his eyes. إلا لسانه, his tongue, وقلبه فقط. That is all. وسائر الجسد أشبه بالجثة الهامدة. Completely motionless. لا يملك لنفسه نفعا ولا ضرا. He cannot benefit himself. He cannot harm himself. Abdullah found himself in a very difficult situation. But he never despaired of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just like one of the early Muslims, one of the Salaf, one of the early Muslims, one day he was walking and he passes in front of this little house and somebody is making dua inside the house. What is this person saying? He is saying, الحمد لله الذي عافاني مما ابتلى به كثيرا من الناس وفضلني على كثير ممن خلق تفضيلا. All praise and thanks are due to Allah who delivered me from which He has afflicted many people and has preferred me above many of His creatures. But this man, the man who's making this dua, he is a'ma, blind. He has abras. He has he has leprosy. Ashallul qadamain. He has no feet, no arms. At the same time, he is making this dua. So this man decided to ask him. He says, a'ma, abras, wa mashlul. You have no limbs, no arms, no legs. You're blind. Why do you make this dua? أي شيء عافاك الله منه? How has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given you preference? قال ويحك. And so he says to this person, جعل لسانا ذاكرا. He gave me a tongue with which I can remember Allah. وقلبا شاكرا. And He gave me a heart that is appreciative of whatever.
ما قالني ربي أما استحييت تعصيني وتخفي الذنب عن خلقي وبالعصيان تأتيني فكيف